They're on their way, but you can start with me and get me done.
We're going to go ahead and get started with Louisville press conference. We have head coach Jeff Walz. He'll be joined shortly by Mikasa Robinson and Chrislyn Carr. Coach, if you just give us an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, first off, I'd just like to congratulate Megan, her staff, and Wake Forest. Coming into this, they're 14 and 15, and your backs are against the wall because you want to get into postseason play, and normally you're trying to get to be 500 or better. And pretty impressive what they did in those first two ball games. And we knew coming into that, especially after playing them there, how hard they compete, they don't quit, that we were going to have to try to continue to keep the pressure up and not let them get comfortable so we could wear them down. And I thought we did a really good job, but you got to give them credit. We get up 20-something in the first half, and then it's an 8-0 run in 48 seconds because they're not going to quit. And I kept telling them that. This team will not quit. So just really impressed. Jewel Spears is a heck of a basketball player. Her and Williams, I thought, just played exceptional today, and it wasn't that we didn't know they were good. They made tough shots and competed, and just want to make sure I congratulate them. On our side, I thought, for the most part, it was one of the most complete games we've played. Take that last 5 minutes, last 4.5 minutes of the first half out. I thought we got much better. We ended up turning the ball only over 11 times. But again, I think 2 or 3 of them were in that stretch where we let them get back in the game. And if we can eliminate those and just eliminate the bonehead decisions, I like to say, just remove your head from your rear end. And if we can do that, then I think we have a chance no matter who we play. And I just enjoyed seeing the joy they had for each other. We started that second half, and Olivia Cochran goes on a 6-0 run herself, but Haley sets an unbelievable screen on the 6th point that gets her open, that gets O open. And that's what it's fun to watch when they have joy for each other. Haley was shooting lights out there in the first half, and everybody was trying to get her the ball. And that's what you do. That's when you realize you've got a team that they care about each other, and they understand different games are going to present different opportunities. And when someone's hot, get them the ball. It's not real difficult, but sometimes we make it harder than what it is when we try to overthink things. But just really, really proud of them.
All right, we'll open it up for questions now. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you. If you're on Zoom, please use the raise your hand function. We'll get to you if time permits. Here in the front row.
Coach Essex Thayer, Deacons Daily on SI.com. Was it a concerted part of your game plan to shut down Jewel Spear? It looked like you guys were face guarding her to open the game, just trying to shut her down.
Well, personally, and I'm not attacking anybody because I think it's great, but I think we've got the best defensive player in this league. I've never coached a kid like Mikasa here that can guard the 1 through the 5. It does not matter. Her sophomore year, we're playing in the Elite 8 game against Stanford, and she's guarding their 5 players. It just doesn't matter. Then we knew, hey, she's our best defender. We're going to have to put her on Spear, and I thought she did a really, really good job of trying to frustrate her, trying to make her work, and she made a few tough shots. But I think it eventually wore her down, and that's what we had to do, because at their place, she kicked our rear. She's a special player, and she absolutely took it to us, and we were just like, okay, if they're going to beat us, we can't let her do it.
Okay, go ahead here in the front row.
Coach Les Johns with 24/7 Sports. Just curious, the result in Winston-Salem earlier this year, was that something that kind of motivated and kept your team focused this week heading into this game?
Well, obviously it's something you look back on and you're like, man, it was a tough loss. But it's March now, and that's something that we've taken pride in here in this program, is the energy gets turned up. My intensity gets turned up. And our practice is, it's like I say, if the last few days, if I coach like that the entire year, I might not have anybody on the team. You know, times have changed. You can't just go at them the entire season, you know? So we work really hard on building relationships with all of the young ladies so they know basketball is basketball. But off the court, I'm going to treat them like they're my own kids. And I can promise you my own kids don't like me all the time. It's called parenting, you know? So the intensity is turned up. I told this one here after our home finale that if she didn't practice with a purpose and energy on Tuesday and Wednesday, she was not getting on the airplane to come here because I wasn't going to coach that crap. Because her performance and effort was bad's an understatement, okay? But that's, see, what the difference is, I have relationships where when I screw up, last year here at this tournament, I screwed up. I subbed too early. It's my fault. It wasn't on the kids. It was on me. And I'll admit it. I got no problem admitting it. But we're going to hold each other accountable as players and coaches. And when you can do that, it's amazing what can get done. So I'm just very appreciative of all of them. It was a fun 3 days of practice, and then we played like we practiced.
Here in the third row.
Gabe, you remember her hoop stats? This is for all three of you guys. I thought your ball pressure and ball denial was just incredible today. How does that get you guys going on the defensive end?
Yeah, for us personally, I think we play our best basketball in transition. So us just being aggressive, starting the game out hot, yeah, I think it really just set the tone for us.
Yeah, same thing Mikasa said. I think just being aggressive from the start really set the tone for us, and we just kept it going throughout all 4 quarters.
Coach.
Oh, I thought they answered perfect.
All three.
You were perfect. Everything they said, it's ditto.
think
Just make me sound smarter.
Over here on the left.
And don't put my stutter
right
in.
first.
Not the stutter.
Hey, so you mentioned this being the most complete game of the season that you guys have had so far. Knowing, some of those inconsistencies with maybe letting up in the third quarter or things like that, how rewarding was it to see that, they really stepped up today and didn't, let those little lulls kick in?
No, it was great. I mean, except for that little stretch there in the second quarter, the way we came out in that third quarter is exactly the way you have to play. I mean, we scored on the first play. It wasn't perfect. It's not like it came off the first option. But Koss made a great pass to O, and those are the shots that I talk to Olivia about all the time. When she can make that free throw line jump shot, then it changes everything for her because now she's got a pretty quick first step. She can get to the rim, but if they don't guard you up there, then it's harder to score. And I thought when that one went in to start the second half, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good sign, and it was.
All right, here on the front row. Skip.
Skip Foreman with the Winston-Salem Journal. Coach, I missed the name, but who did you say you assigned to Jules Spear?
Mikasa.
Mikasa. What was your personal strategy in stopping Spear? Because yesterday she went 0 for 8 and then caught fire in the second half. Today she was somewhere in that range but never got that spark. Talk about how you approached covering her and how it came out.
Really, just playing hard. I'm going to be physical, I'm going to be aggressive, but I think the biggest thing was just that I knew my teammates had my back. We communicated, we talked through the whole game, through screens, through back doors, back cuts, so just knowing I could rely on my teammates.
Here on the second row.
Mikasa, for you knowing what happened, last year in the first round, and then also the last time you played Wake Forest, how motivated were you guys to make sure that, neither of those 2 losses would happen again?
Yeah, we definitely came in like, okay, we don't want that to happen again. So I think just the mentality, we've been waiting for a game like this all year just to put it all together. So it's exciting to see that it happen for us, and I'm ready for it to carry over.
Anybody else? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Guys.